Hi and welcome to another video in the OEE Studio training series. Today we're going to take a look at weekly and daily scheduling ranges. In our experiences, this is where a lot of people get themselves confused, so let's start by explaining the differences between the two. Daily scheduling is exactly what it sounds like. If a report is scheduled to run using a daily range of 3 days, it will show a full 3 days of information regardless of when that report is run. Similarly, a 7-day date range will show a full 7 days of information. This is pretty straightforward and works exactly like you expect it to. Weekly ranges are slightly different, and this is where people get confused. They are always based on the start of the week, which is a Monday. So a 1-week report run on the Wednesday will only include 3 days of information, the Monday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday. And similarly, a 2-week report run on the Wednesday will only show 10 days of information, the full previous week starting on the Monday, as well as the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the current week. Let's take a look at a concrete example using the new Shift OEE status report that was recently released in version 5. If you don't have version 5 yet, please upgrade. It has some really cool new features. Here we will select only the first shift and line 3. Looking at the shift times, we can see that the shift starts at 6:30 AM and ends at 2:50 PM. So we will set our end time to 2:51 PM to be safe, in case there is a delay in recording shift information from the Vaughan device. This is always a good practice. Now let's record this schedule to run every week on a Wednesday, just like we discussed earlier. Because we know from the shift times that the shift ends at 2:50 PM, we will schedule the report to run at 3 PM. It is always important to pay careful attention to shift times when scheduling reports. Shift data is not available until after the shift has ended. So if we schedule the report to run too early, before the shift has ended, we would not get any information on our report for that shift. Let's take a look at the projected scheduling for this report. Here we can confirm that we will get 3 days worth of information because of the way that weekly reports work. The week starts on the Monday, so the report which has been set to run on the Wednesday only includes the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week. It is vital whenever scheduling a report to look at both the shift times and the projected scheduling to make sure that you have the correct setup. Now let's take a look at the same situation, but using 7 days instead of 1 week. We will use exactly the same filters for the report as before, except now when we create the favorite, we are going to choose 7 days instead of 1 week. If we schedule the report in the same way as before and look at the projected scheduling, we can confirm that we are now looking at 7 days for our report range. It usually makes sense to choose 7 days rather than 1 week as the report range. A common mistake is to try and schedule a weekly range to run on a Monday and then to find that the report produces only a few hours of information, whereas a 7-day range would have produced the required result. So when would you choose the weekly range? One example is if you wanted to run a report late in the week, typically on a Friday afternoon or a Sunday evening, to get the information for that week from the Monday. Another case might be is if you wanted to run a report every day of the week to get cumulative information as the week progresses. To finish up, we still need to add a list of recipients for the report. For now, I'll just add me. Confirm the schedule settings and press OK to create the scheduled favorite. This concludes our video. Please let us know if you have any questions or suggestions. We really do appreciate your input. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for using OEE Studio.